What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GONTI Black Friday sale. I hope you're excited. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, I'll definitely keep on this one. We have Crow Mox, Voyager Staff for a little bit of extra GONTI activations. Hey, we're playing against Nath. I always enjoy playing against Nath. Kind of a fun green. Usually they tend to be a green-black style rock deck, which is always kind of a challenge in itself. But see if we can have some fun on Black Friday today. See if our opponent wants some elegant past 6 or not. Okay, and they will keep on that 7. Let's go and get the Swamp down. Let's go and go for the Voyager Staff. And then we could go for Chrome Mox, just in case they have some sort of, well, they might have a hand disruption spell. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and cast the Chrome Mox. We're going to go and exile the Shriek Maw out of our hand, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. We are playing GONTI, Lord of Luxury. He has Death Touch. Whenever GONTI enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. When we spend our manas of any color to cast that spell. Playing against Nath of the Gilt-Leaf. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have target opponent discard a card at random. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you may create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. Our opponent does get down an Ancient Tomb for their turn 1 play, followed up by an Ankh. Alright, got some stacks effects. Let's have some fun. Let's go and get that down. Let's get the Swamp down. And then take 2 damage. It's going to put us down to 28, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. So we covered both commanders. It is Black Friday sale time. Yes, indeed. But before we jump into the video, I want to give a happy birthday to Luke Charmison. I think that's how you say your name. I do apologize if I said it wrong. He requested GONTI earlier in the week, but I had my recording done all the way up until Thursday. So, and he actually requested GONTI, so I was like, well, hey, I got GONTI Black Friday going out, so happy birthday to you. But yes, welcome to the GONTI Black Friday sale. We're running a 5-finger discount today. Always the best to do that, you know. If you can grab it with your 5 fingers and steal it, it's free from the GONTI store. We'll see what we can kind of search up from Nath over there as far as what we want to go for at 100% off, because that's kind of that's another really good spell. The kind of sale to go for is the 100% off sales. I always enjoy those. No, I'm not advocating stealing. Don't steal. All right, our opponent gets down the Lano War Elves, and then we'll see what we go for. I'm probably going to go for GONTI next turn. That way we can get that going. And then we still have the Voyager Staff activation to kind of get a little bit more action, too. Let's go and get the Swamp down. We're going to take 2 off that Ankh over there. Let's go for GONTI. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then if things get a little bit too crazy with a bunch of elves over there, because we all know what elves like to party, we still have Damnation to go for. Let's go and cross this box off. So we're looking at Ambush Commander. We have Elvish Archdruid, Lano War Waste. I guess we go for the Archdruid. Can't really see us getting a ton of elves on the battlefield. Yeah, we'll go for the Archdruid. You know, worst case scenario, we'll just steal it and then not let our opponent get it down, because the Archdruid's actually pretty good in an elf deck. They get a lot of crazy mana going. But at least it'd be another creature for us to kind of go for. And then we still have the Voyager Staff on GONTI to kind of get an extra trigger and have some fun. So I recorded a video earlier where I was playing against Emrakul, and we got in this spot where I like Diabolic Revelation for 9, and we were having fun, and I was going to go for Worst Fears on our opponent, but they had Ugin on the battlefield, and I was like, alright, let's let them tick up Ugin, and then I'll go for Worst Fears, and then that way we can get an Ugin ultimate for ourselves. I don't know really how I came to that conclusion, but I did, thinking that we'd be able to gain control of it, like a Zealous Conscript or something like that. And then once I finally realized I got to the turn where I was going to cast Worst Fears, I was like, oh, I'm just going to give them a free Ugin ultimate. And so I completely dethroned, derailed my entire turn that turn. And then that next turn, they cast Emrakul, gained control of me as a human or whatever, and took my turn, and then they reanimated Metalwork Colossus for Xaxes to kill me on 11. So I felt kind of I don't know, it's kind of one of those moments in Magic where you have an embarrassment of riches, but then you just completely do not utilize it right, and you end up losing. And that's what I did. So that happens sometimes. Let's go get the Swamp down. We're going to take 2 off that Ankh again. But yeah, that's what Magic's about. Sometimes you make silly mistakes, or your head gets, trying to think how to say, your appetite's a lot bigger than what your actually stomach wants. Okay, so we're going to go for the Archdruid. That'll be another mana sink we can go for. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for the Archdruid. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that still leaves us 2 on the Voyager Staff, so if they do swing in with Nath, we can still declare GONTI a blocker, bounce it, and then that way we'll kind of miss out on that damage. And then won't get any charge counters on the Uozama Shite, which actually be really good too. We'll see what we can go for. And then once again, we always hit the reset button off Damnation. But yeah, so we had a ton of mana last game. I Diabolic Revelation for 9. We had like Coffers going. We had Everflowing Chalice. Let's see if we hit the. All right, hit a swamp off that. That's not too bad. But yeah, so I grabbed a bunch of stuff and I got to the point where I can now tell you how many times I'm recording a video, and I get to this point where I'm like, oh man, what are you doing? It's like I turned into somebody in the comments. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I have to say it to myself, and it never feels good. All right, so we got big triggers on that one. I don't know why they got so big. There we go. All right, Bajuka Bog ain't coming down. Exile our graveyard. We're going to miss out on that swamp, but it's not the end of the world. Ank's going to deal 2 damage to our opponent. Puts him down to 18. So we're kind of getting this weird spot where if we can go for something like Exsanguinate, you know, we don't have a lot of mana, but if they keep making their land drops, you know, we can definitely win with something like Exsanguinate. Kind of go from there, but yeah. So, and also, if you're new to the channel, you saw my Trostani. Hopefully, you saw my Trostani videos. But if you missed it, I put out some Trostani Thanksgiving videos yesterday. And speaking of the day after Thanksgiving, I hope you have a good one. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving too. Bloodgift Demon coming down. At the beginning of your upkeep, target player draws a card, and you lose 1 life. Okay. More than likely, I don't think our opponent's going to target us with that Bloodgift Demon. I doubt it. Let's see if they're going to swing in with Nath. Alright, no swing in from Nath. Let's go and go for a Voyager Staff activation. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go and make sure GONTI goes through the exile zone instead of the command zone. There we go. Exile, not command zone. Let's go and exile GONTI. And that's going to be at the beginning of... Oh, dang it. I waited 1 step too late. So it's going to be the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, let's just go and pass it back over. We can go for Damnation. Actually, yeah, I like this play a little bit better. Okay, let's go and get the swamp down. 2 damage is going to be dealt to us. Yeah, this actually worked out a little bit better. Let's do this. Let's go for... We're going to hold priority. We're going to cast Damnation. Well, actually, we'll just go and exile GONTI right now. Exile, not command zone, because that'll be the next end step. Exile GONTI. Opponent knows something up when GONTI's getting exiled. We could swing into our opponent and we could activate it then, but we're just going to go and go for it like this. And let's go ahead and go for the Damnation. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Destroy all creatures. Get GONTI pop back up. Where are you, GONTI? I guess he went. There we are. GONTI's hiding out. Clear the board out. We have the Urborg in the hand. Hopefully, if we can make the land drop, we'll actually be able to get around the Nath triggers of them getting those elves onto the battlefield. And then here comes GONTI back. Oh, yes. Let's get the exile zone closed out. And we'll see what we can kind of show for it off the whatever we want to steal from our opponent. Okay, Coat of Arms, Tree Speaker, and then the Channelers. Gets +3/+3 as long as it's a lane. You have to add 2 mana to your mana pool. We're not going to be able to level the Tree Speaker up, so at this point right now, we're going to go for the Channelers. It's going to be our best bet. Coat of Arms, really not that best, and in fact, I would assume it's probably going to help our opponent out, who has about 400 elves in that deck over there, so... Not going to go for the Coat of Arms. But yeah, the Channeler's not that bad. You know, we can see the top card of our library. If it's a land, it's going to allow us to ramp a little bit. And like I said, you know, if we do hit something like Torment of Hellfire, adding that 2 mana to our mana pool is really going to help us maybe kind of go for one of those bigger X spells. But at this point right now, we just kind of need some card draw or something like that going. One of our biggest things that we're going to have to deal with is Uwazawa's Jitte. They're going to have the +2 and the -1s. They're going to be able to go for that. All right, opponent does get down Oracle. They do have a Forest on top of their library. And then they have the Denizen on top. Okay. You have that 2 damage dealt to them. But yeah, also in the other video, I was talking about some of my favorite GONTI flips. And there's just like, I think, oh, that's what it was. No, I played against the Wanderer early, Maelstrom Wanderer. And I hit an Urban Evolution. And it just, oh, it felt so good to cast Urban Evolution with GONTI. I was drawing like 3 cards, making extra land drops. Oof, felt good. Alright, we draw into Hero's Downfall. Let's go and get the Swamp down. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's get the Swamp down. It's going to be 2 damage to us. And I think I kind of like pushing in for 2 on this one. That's going to be 1, 2. Yeah, let's go and do that. They're sitting at 12. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for the let's get the Channelers down. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then let's go and go for Hero's Downfall on the Oracle. That way they're going to have to tap out for another creature. You know, they're going to draw into that Ivy lane. They can put it back on there. At least we're going to be able to swing in for 2. And it's going to either have them tap the brakes on getting lands down once they go down to 10. And then, you know, something like Torment of Hellfire really help us. All right, push it in for 2. It's going to put them down to 10. And then anything else, we're going to kick it back over to our opponent. But yeah, I got that Urban Evolution down. That felt really good. I kind of sequenced that one into a Sign in Blood, and actually that particular match I had a pretty bad opening hand, so it felt really good to kind of steal that card. But yeah, getting those good utility cards off Gonti. You know, it's always nice when you play Gonti to get something like really high impact spell from your opponent. Like I remember one time I got a Rite of Replication off of somebody, but getting those value spells, like I still remember the one time I took a Mana Drain from one of my mono blue opponents like really early in the game, like as soon as we got down Gonti for the first time, and then it got to the, like, kind of the choke point in the game to where like I needed this spell to resolve, and I had 2 mana up, and my opponent kind of did the whole like tap their whole mana out to cast their counter spell, and then I was like, Mana Drain? and it just got one of those in the chat. It was just nice. Which is kind of like, I'll explain what nice means on Magic Online. Alright, so we draw into that swamp. Let's go and get the swamp down. Let's go ahead and push in with the, I think I like pushing in with Gonti. You know, if they block with Shriek Ball, we'll be able to recast Gonti and see what we can steal off of that. Even though Gonti's Black Friday digging has just been a bunch of elves. I think I'd be pretty bummed if I went to the store as Gonti and I just kept looking in the sale bin, and I just kept finding a bunch of elves. That would not be a lot of fun. I wouldn't enjoy that. Let's go for Gonti. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tap out for 1. We're going to tap the Urborg down, and we'll see what's on top. I'm not really sure what green-black would really help us kind of go for something out of that. Enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. It gets -1 for each card in that player's hand. We could go for that. Bramblewood Paragon, or if we go for Cryptghast. Now, if we go Cryptghast, we're going to get a lot of swamps. We'll have a lot of extra mana. We can have those extort triggers, which might be nice. Might be kind of good for us. But I think if we're going to go for this, I think I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go and go for the Nyx. Choose an opponent. Gets -1 for each card in their hand, so, you know, they're going to keep making land drops. It's going to be like a 4/4 or Cryptghast with the Extort trigger. Yeah, I'm afraid that if we do end up going for the, we'll go grab that one, and then we don't have enough mana for it, then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. Yeah, if we went for Cryptghast, if they did end up connecting with Umezawa's Jitte, that would basically just be prime fodder for them to go for those activations. So I kind of like leaving Gonti up like this. And we're also in a good spot where we can just go and push in on our opponent. You know, they're at that weird spot where since they did get anked down so earlier and they made so many land drops, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've kind of sent Nath back to the command zone. Kind of puts them in a weird spots where they can't really push their game plan because their life total got so low because of Ank. I like it, though. It's fun. Alright, opponent gets down Ivy Lane. There'll be another creature on the battlefield, and we can still push in with Gonti, too. And if they want to equip with Umezawa's Jitte, that's okay. There's no charge counters on there. Okay, get the charge counter on there, and then we'll see what we draw into. Worst case scenario, if we just hit another land or something next turn, we have the Nyx to get down. Be pretty good. Talk about a sweet-looking card art, too. Love it. And Shards of Alara, that was the one set that... man, I wish I had played Magic whenever that came out. I've always... Ooh, Phyrexian Arena. Yes, let's go for that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And we have enough lands on the battlefield to where we don't really have to worry about Ank. We can just kind of start holding on to lands. Let's go and get down Nyx. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's just wait. Let's go and push in with Gonti. Push in for 2. And that way our opponent, maybe they may or may not block or something. Swinging in for 2. Going to put them down to 4 if they don't block. Okay, that's a good thing. We're going to keep the creatures off the Jitte. That's the main thing. And they will get, they will get the counters on there, but they have to re-equip it and tap out to go for that. All right, let's go and get Nyx down. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We're going to choose our opponent because they're the only opponent. We're not our own opponent. Can't do that. Target creature gets -1. Okay, that's fun. Go for it. And then that actually kind of helps us out because, you know, Gonti is a 2/3 death touch, which is nice, but Gonti's better coming out of the command zone, so I'm A-okay with that. And I think that's the second time Gonti's been sent back to the command zone, so we're looking at 8 mana. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we'll actually have just enough mana to go for Gonti. So now, our opponent's kind of in a weird spot. They do have the Urborg on the battlefield, so they can tap the Ancient Tomb down for 1 black mana. But they kind of want to hold cards in their hand to kind of make sure they can keep Nyx down. But at the same time, they need to get some sort of creature onto the battlefield to make sure they can block and not die to kind of a big swing in. And then on top of that, we've got Phyrexian Arena to kind of hopefully start getting that card draw going. So kind of start going from there. But yeah, I've never been Black Friday shopping. My wife, she worked at Best Buy for probably about 2 years. She did the essentially did the HR for their store, and yeah, man, she just has some war stories from Black Friday. Because Black Friday, even if you're not really like customer facing, like she was more back office, and it's still just, it's all hands on deck for everybody. And then she got out of she doesn't work at Best Buy anymore, which I'm really glad, because it just got to the point where, like, and if you're a retail person, hey, major props to you. Like, I feel bad for the retail workers, especially during the holiday hours. It just seems that usually the Black Friday sales, they tend to get really more and more aggressive every year, or at least there's just not really a day off for Thanksgiving, and it just kind of put a strain on her really enjoying the holidays. So I'm glad she's not in that anymore. And if you are in retail, hey, it gets better. You know, if you want to stick in retail, go for it. You know, you're just simply using retail as a holding place until your next job. Hang in there. I know the holidays stink. You know, I've never worked retail, but I've been in there. You know, I've had first-hand experience of, like, basically having Thanksgiving at like 10 o'clock in the morning with her family, so she can go to work at 12 to get ready for TVs for people to sell. So I don't know, kind of always feel for the retail people out there. All right, so Phyrexian Arena, we draw to another swamp, which is not exactly in another swamp. It's not really what we want. So we can just trade 4/4s across the board. They're gonna have to block with Nath. I think I like that. Let's go and do that. Don't really want to make the land drop. Let's go and swing in for 4. We got 3 cards down. Push in for 4. They're going to have to go for the block. They don't have enough mana to go for the Uvazama's Jitte equip. And they're still going to send Nath back to the command zone, which I'm A-okay with, and put their creature card into the graveyard, which is good. Alright. Then now, like I said earlier, -1/-1. Okay. That's fine. It's going to put us at 3. It's going to get Nath down to that. Man, that's... Okay, yeah, I just now realized that. You can activate Uvazama's Jitte from, like, not being equipped. I don't know why. I've never assumed that, but I just, like... What a weird card. Okay, never mind. Probably wouldn't have swung in on that one either way. Let's go and go for GONTI. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And like on this one, and then 7, 8. Yeah, I think I'm okay trading on this one. We may end up making the land drop. Let's look at the top 4 of our target opponents. Oh, beautiful Profane Command. I will take that. We don't have to draw into it. We can just hit it from our opponent. We're going to grab that Profane Command. Yes, I do like that. Yes, we're going to exile that. And let's go and make the land drop. You know, if they want to swing in with Nath, that's perfectly fine. They're going to hit us for 4. I want to make sure that they don't just gain... they can gain 4 life, go to 6. And then that should be enough mana to go for the Profane Command on our opponent. Okay, we'll kick it back over to our opponent. But yeah, as far as Black Friday, I've never really gone Black Friday shopping. The only thing... I did buy one TV during Black Friday, and it was like, man, it was a long time ago. It was like a 50-inch TV, and they were on sale for like $9.99, and that was like a really good deal. I was like, all right, yeah, scoop it up, because it was like the last one they had. She was on her lunch break, but that's kind of the only thing I've ever bought on Black Friday. So I've never been much of a Black Friday shopper, but hey, there's a lot of people out there, like my wife's sister. She gets after it. She'll kind of do a couple things where she's just like, sack a creature? Yeah, we'll sacrifice GONTI. And she'll kind of be like, shoot her a text at like 3 o'clock in the morning. She's like, hey, I'm at Target and they have picture frames on sale. Do you want some? I'm like, what are you doing? 3 o'clock in the morning. Go home. Go to bed. Then my wife's like, oh, yeah, grab some. All right, so we're going to equip the Uvazama's Jitte on the Elf Warrior, which is definitely interesting. You'd think they would go for the... Nath if they wanted to swing in case they're worried about some sort of that might have been a misclick on that one if they wanted to get those charge counters on there. I think either way, even if they gain the 4 life, that put them at 6. We have more than enough with the Profane Command to have target player lose X life. Alright, swinging in for 4, it's going to put us down to 11, and oh, this is probably the best GONTI flip I've ever hit, because it really helps us. If they started swinging in with the Jitte and really started gaining life every turn, they've been really hard for us to kind of close it out. So, hey, definitely a good Black Friday sale on that one. All right, we have the Phyrexian Arena. We're going to lose 1 life, draw into another swamp, and then Ghastly Conscription. Let's go get the swamp down. That way there's no funny business from our opponent. Who knows what could happen. It's going to put us down to 8. Let's go for Profane Command. Target player loses X life. And then we're going to be able to choose, what is this one? Choose 2. Okay. Target player loses X life. And then target creature gets -X, -X. So target player, and then we'll just go and choose Nath. That's going to be 1/2. And our opponent is just absolutely thrilled with us tapping out for 8. I will take that. Alright, there we go. It's going to put our opponent down to -6 unless they have some sort of random gain life spell. Okay, opponent does scoop it up. But yes, hey, happy Black Friday, and hope your Thanksgiving week was good, and hope you have a safe one. And if you're in retail, hey, shout out to you. I know holidays are hard during the retail season. So, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.